Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us to UC San Diego's first year Life on Campus webinar featuring our amazing campus partners, housing, dining, and hospitality. Before we get started, I'd like to share a quick housekeeping notes with all of you. Today's webinar is being recorded. A copy will be available on our YouTube channel as well as on our undergraduate admissions events recordings page under the resource section of our website. This webinar will feature housing, dining, and hospitality staff and speakers. If you have questions for them, please use the Zoom Q&A feature on your menu bar. Their team is standing by and will be responding in real time throughout the session. Because our time together is limited, only 60 minutes, housing and dining, also known as HDH here, may not be able to answer every question live. They'll do their best to address as many as possible. If your question goes unanswered, you're welcome to follow up directly with our HDH team by emailing them directly. Their contact information will be shared on our slide later in the presentation. And it's also available on their website, their contact email, in case you need to reach out to them. In accordance with UC policy, we are unable to share student-specific admissions information with anyone other than the student. So if you do have questions, please make sure that you are the student inquiring. For parents and family members, unfortunately, due to UC policy, will not be able to disclose any information. We do thank you in advance and for your understanding and cooperation. And lastly, if you'd like to enable closed captioning, click the live transcript icon in your Zoom toolbar, then select Show Captions to turn on the automated subtitles. Thank you again for joining us. And without further ado, I would like to present our first speaker, Alex from Housing and Dining, which they'll kick off the show. And bear with me while I switch slides here.
Thank you, Griselda. Welcome, everyone. We want to welcome our prospective students and our supporters here that are joining here today. We really hope that this webinar is helpful for you. I know there's a lot of information and we're going to be, bombarding you with so much information about our process and how things work. But we encourage you to ask questions. So like she said, please enter your questions in the Q&A. We do have staff here to help you. And hopefully the point of this is for you to understand what it means to live on campus and what to expect as a student, as a new student for next fall. Okay, so my name is Alex Valencia. I am the manager for the housing office at UCSD. My pronouns are she, her, ella. And I'm a first generation graduate, and also I'm the oldest sibling in my family. So I completely understand sometimes what the pressure and the expectation, everything that comes within the family, right, to just be successful. But I do encourage every student today, just a little encouragement that anything is possible if you set your mind to it, right? But also ask questions, like never assume anything, always ask. I have 10 years of service here at Housing, so I'm very happy to be here with you today. My office manages the housing contracts for the undergraduate students. So we help answer questions about the contracting process, housing package, the cost, and we also provide resources to the students. And then you're also going to be hearing from Aaron Contreras, who is our dining engagement specialist. He's going to be sharing just what the dining options are and the flexibility that students have according with our housing package. And just a little side note, we will have our contact information at the end of the slide. So we just encourage you to take a picture of that later if you have any questions, you can email us. So living on campus, right? When we say here at Housing, at UC San Diego that housing is more than just a room on campus, we truly mean that. You're going to be hearing that phrase quite a bit, more than just a room. We believe that housing is about community, connection, convenience, and also location, right? It's not just about the physical space. It's also more than just a dining plan. We offer so much flexibility. There's food variety. There's free dietitian consultations that we provide with our package, and also dining accommodations as the students need that. And then we want to emphasize on our 2-year housing guarantee. So we are here to support you, you the student, and we want to show our support by offering to all the incoming class a 2-year housing guarantee. So this housing guarantee applies to all the incoming first-year students and transfers. And what does that mean? What is a housing guarantee? So living on campus here with us at UCSD is optional. So living on campus is not required. But if you do choose to live on campus, you are guaranteed to be offered a housing for 2 years. However, there are a few criterias that you want to make sure that you're meeting all these criterias in order to qualify for these 2-year eligibility. So in order for students to meet this, you must live on campus the entirety of your admit year. And you also have to live on campus 2 consecutive years. So additionally, to be eligible for this guarantee, the students must meet all the campus deadlines. So it's both housing and campus deadlines. Knowing when the housing deadlines are due is very, very important. Each year, our housing demand increases. Therefore, applying for housing on time is extremely important. I can't address that enough. It's important to just secure your space on campus on a timely manner. It is in La Jolla, right? It's a beautiful location, but it's also very expensive. It's a very expensive community. It's a very expensive city. So meeting eligibility also includes being a full-time student. So a student must meet that by being enrolled in 12 units or more each quarter. And if for some reason the student happens to cancel their contract or terminate their housing contract, unfortunately, that does forfeit your housing guarantee for the current year and any future guarantees. So we just want to make sure that you are aware of that you look into our website. I know my team is dropping some links there so you can access those links. And then just as far as the housing guarantee, it's just more for both the parent and the student, right? Just offering that housing stability for at least 2 years. Okay, so housing package. Again, it's more than just a room on campus, right? So what's included in your housing package? This is going to include your dining plan. So it is a housing and dining package. Your dining is included, and Erin will be talking about what we offer as far as the dining plans shortly. But your housing package does include 24/7 maintenance and custodial services. So custodial services are provided in common areas, bathrooms, kitchens, living spaces, lounges, and hallways. We also offer weekly cleaning schedules to maintain a healthy living spaces. The students are responsible, though, to keep their own rooms tidy. Custodial will not go into personal rooms. All the utilities are included, so there's no extra bills. Everything is going to be bundled into your housing costs, so that's kind of nice. You don't have to be stressing or worrying about that. That's going to include electricity, water, gas, trash, recycling. It's all covered. It also includes Wi-Fi and internet access. That's included across campus. There's unlimited usage. There's no surprises or fees or any hidden charges or anything like that. And it's just a way for students to just truly focus on what they're here for, right? To study and not be stressing about that. So it's simple, stress-free, budgeting for students and families. It just makes it easier. You know exactly what you're paying for the whole year, whether it's on a quarterly basis, on a monthly basis, or if you're going to pay it in full. We also have on-site laundry facilities at each of our living communities. So we do have various living communities within UCSD because there's different colleges. So each community does have a laundry facility on site. And there's also access to recreation, right? So residents have easy access to fitness centers. There's gyms, recreational facilities, without having to leave off campus. So again, we want to emphasize the more than just a room, right? So more than just a room on campus, there's so much convenience just for being on campus, right? So everything is accessible to you, whether that's food, recreation, study spaces, health, and student services, it's all here. Nothing beats the proximity of classes, right? Our office is in the HDH admin building. We are located in Revelle College. And across from our building, we have the Keeling Apartments for Revelle. And then we also have Rogers Market and 64 Degrees right around the corner. And we constantly see students literally, they just woke up, they're in their PJs, they're getting a coffee. So it's just convenient to just get up and walk, go get your coffee, go get your breakfast or whatever you need. Um, there's no stress of having to commute or finding parking. That's definitely a big one. There's also opportunity to make lifelong friendships. And there's an ability, right, to just participate in campus activities. Since you're already here, you're more aware of what's going on campus, whether it's in campus or just within your community. Second one is location, right? Like I mentioned earlier, we are in a truly unique spot. La Jolla is a beautiful city. Living on campus means that you're just a few minutes away from the beach, right? And I personally go on walks during my lunchtime sometimes just to kind of de-stress a little bit, just look at the ocean, breathe that fresh air. It's literally 10, 15 minutes away. And then we're also just short trips away from, if you want to go see the mountains, the deserts, we have a vibrant city life as well. There's just so much to explore here at San Diego. So that's just a plus. And we also have, there's a lot of shopping centers nearby, lots of them that are within walking distance. We also have UTC Mall. It's more on the higher end shopping center, but just to explore, try new things. We do have and offer a lot of public transportation. So students do have access to a U-Pass when they pay their registration fees. And this pass does provide unlimited access to regional MTS bus and trolley or light rail routes and the coaster as well. And we do have a trolley stop on campus, so that's accessible for the students. There's bus stops, and we also offer campus shuttles. So the students can also use their bicycles as well. Scooters are on campus. And lately, we've been seeing more dedicated routes available on the roads, actually, for students for bicycles, I guess, just around campus. So it's just becoming more accessible for the students. And creating community. So living on campus does promote a sense of community, right? It's a community belonging, which is, we find it's just essential when your student is away from home, and we want them to feel at home here at UC San Diego. So just creating a community makes them feel part of UC San Diego since day one, and that's what we want, right? We want we might want to make you feel at home, you're home away from home. So on-campus housing connects students with peers right away. So we do have our residence life program, which is creating a second home, right? So we have built-in support networks through our residence life programs. The students have access to residential life staff. We have resident assistants. We have student staff. There's professional staff. There's so many community programs, and there's also community events that are designed to help the students just connect with others and just be successful. There are different educational and social and cultural programming. So the student can be involved in many different things. They get to meet people. They also try to ensure safety, security, and well-being, which is our top priority. So residential staff is on call to support students if anything happens after hours. We also have on-campus police department. So we do offer 24/7 security presence across campus and also across our housing communities. And then Rest Life is there promoting just a high quality living environment, right? So developing culture of care and just community among the residents. And then if you want to check out those links that are being dropped, that way you can see the different communities as well. Next slide, please. So we also offer living and learning communities. We refer these to LLCs. These are themed housing options where students with shared identities or interests can live and grow together. Signing up for these LLCs is optional and is not required. These communities provide not just a place to stay, but also programming. There's mentorship. They do events that celebrate identity and build belonging. So for example here, we do have a few LLCs that we provide so students can apply that through the housing application process. For example, we have MURE, which is the LGBTQ IA+. It's a supportive space for students to live authentically, connect, and build community. We also have iHouse and Raza at ERC. This is to bring students, brings together right from diverse cultural and international backgrounds to promote dialogue. There's friendship, right? Just global awareness. We also offer that multicultural and African Black diaspora at Sixth. So this centers the cultural identity and community support. There's programs that affirm students' lived experiences. We also offer the Warren College incoming transfers. So this one is designed specifically for transfer students, but that's also available. And then we also have gender inclusive housing. So across all of our housing communities, we also provide gender inclusive housing options. This just ensures that students can live comfortably and safely, regardless of their gender identity or expression. And these communities highlight why living on campus is more than just a room. It's just about creating that environment, right, that we are talking about, where every student feels seen, supported, and able to thrive. Next slide, please. So we also offer students, we offer housing for students with dependents and partners. We truly strive to meet students where they are at any stage of their life. And who's eligible for grad and family housing? So family housing options, this is for full-time undergraduate student couples, if they're married or in a long-term committed relationship, and or an undergraduate student with dependents. So our grad and family housing team, they are the ones who support our students with families if you're meeting the eligibility criterias. You can see here all the different communities that they manage. The units are going to vary depending on the community, just like us as well. Each community is different. There's different room types. So for grad and family housing, the units vary from a studio to a 3-bedroom apartment. There's also a combination of units that are fully furnished and some that are not furnished. And then you can check out the rates. There's rates, the amenities, and the layouts online. So they'll be dropping down the link as well for that for your convenience. Okay, so accommodations. So we also support students with documented medical needs. This is a big one just because it's so important that you do this right away. If you know that you need some sort of medical accommodation for housing accommodation or dining, we do recommend that you act on this right away. Next slide, please. So if a student needs any type of these accommodations, we highly encourage you and recommend that the student reaches out to the Office of Students with Disabilities. We refer this office as OSD. We encourage the students to begin the process as soon as they accept their offer of admission. And the reason behind that is because this office is so busy. They go through hundreds, maybe thousands of requests. So we really encourage you that if you are in need of any accommodation of housing or dining, that you do go through OSD right away, because we've heard from students that it can take up to 4 weeks just to get that initial appointment. So something to note is that we do have housing priority deadlines. So for these housing assignments, if OSD, the Office of Student with Disabilities, if they do approve that medical housing accommodation, there is a priority deadline. So we recommend that you're checking our websites, that you're checking all our deadlines, what's coming up so you don't miss anything. And you'll be able to view our current year. There's an important dates website that we have, which kind of shows our timeline, just so you can get an idea. But once the OSD office approves your housing accommodation, then what happens is this is routed to our housing liaison, who takes care of the case after that accommodation has been approved. So our housing liaison will take over your case, and then they work with you based on your accommodation need, and then based also on what's available at that time. And same thing with the dining accommodation. So for allergens or medical needs, the student does need to register through OSD first, so that way dining can help with the rest. Okay, and I think now it's for Aaron. I'm going to pass it on to Aaron. He's going to provide more details for you about our dining services.
Hello, everyone. Alex, thank you for that introduction. My name is Aaron Contreras. I work at the dining department. I actually was a student here at UC San Diego. I started 11 years ago. So 12 years ago, I was sitting in the same spot that many of you all are sitting, thinking about college, thinking about where to go to college. And I will tell you, dining wasn't the first thing I was thinking about when I was thinking about colleges, but it's something probably the parents are really, really, really thinking about, like what are my kids going to eat when they're at college. So I'm here to help kind of talk about that. What does dining on campus look like? And really answer any questions that you all may have about dining. Next slide, please. So our plans work a little bit different than other UCs or other universities. Most universities have a swipe system or an all you care to eat system. Ours is an a la carte system, and it essentially works like a debit card. So your student, when they pick a housing, when they do their housing contract, they get to choose a dining plan. And all of these plans that you'll see up on the screen are dollar per dollar conversions. So if you're paying the $5,100 for that Triton plan, you get $5,100 to budget for that entire school year. And really, it is dependent on the student's eating habit, how they spend that funds. The funds do not expire weekly or quarterly. They actually last the entire year, and they roll over to the next year, the fall quarter of the next year. So you have all the opportunities to spend that money, which is very different than those swipe systems that'll often have expiring swipes at the end of the week or at the end of the quarter. So it's something that we're really proud of being able to offer a completely a la carte dining experience, so that the students have the power to control their spending and kind of get those life skills of budgeting. All dining plans are required for students that are living on campus. There are a couple exceptions for mostly upper division housing. But for the most part, if you're an incoming student, you are required to have a dining plan. We do let the students try out their dining plans. So this is the deadline for this school year, October 1st. So classes are starting up this next week. So we give students kind of about 2 or 3 weeks to try out their dining plans and kind of go up and down based on their eating habits or when they're on campus, seeing the kind of food that we have. So that's a good segue to the next slide, which is talking about our restaurants. It's something that we've been really, really striving is improving college food, right? So when you think about college food, often you think of pizza that's been sitting on a hot plate for a couple hours, some burgers that were wrapped in aluminum. That is something that we're really moving away from, and we're really trying to strive to increase the type of cuisines that we have on campus and the quality. So you'll see those are photos of actual food that we serve here on campus. We have 12 dining locations that serve a variety of foods. So we have things from sushi to burgers. We have an Indian platform over at Ventana's. We have an Brickstone oven that does pizzas. We're really, really trying to bring some global cuisines onto campus. We also have one of the only GLAT certified kosher restaurants in San Diego. There are many kosher restaurants, but we're one of the only ones that is GLAT certified. We also have the largest halal certified dining location for colleges in the US, and that's over at Warren College. We offer vegetarian and vegan options throughout campus, but we have a completely vegan restaurant. And actually, that's one of our older restaurants, the ones that we opened that about 12 to 13 years ago. And we were actually one of the first universities to have a completely vegan restaurant. Kind of like what Alex was saying, we're more than just a dining hall. We really try to meet the students' needs as much as we can. We're not trying to do the bare minimum. We're really trying to excel in college dining food. And there's always more to come, right? The other thing that we're really proud of being able to offer is markets. We have 7 market locations that the students can use their dining funds on. So we are stocked with anything the student needs. So for the most part, coffee, right? We have coffee houses attached to all of those markets. The other great thing that we added, we're kind of going with the future, and we have integrated with Amazon Just Walk Out technology, where the student just taps in with their phone, and that is connected to their dining account, and they grab stuff from the shelves, and they get charged and don't have to wait for cashiers. It's something that our students really, really love because students are busy, right? They're coming into classes or they're going to classes. They have to run to grab a midterm. And so we're kind of meeting them again where they are and allowing for that like frictionless experience at our markets. We also have coffee houses at Geisel Library, which is our big central campus library. We have markets around center campus, and we're open late night. Most of our markets close at midnight because, again, students are night owls, and we're trying to meet them where they are. But yeah, so it's a really good thing that not a lot of universities offers. Most universities don't offer this market component as part of their dining plans, but we do. Next slide, please. Talking about some of the extra features that you won't see at just like a regular restaurant, like Burger King ain't doing this, Subway isn't doing this. We offer registered dietitians for all of the students living on campus. So if your student has any questions about nutrition or nutrition facts or where to eat on campus, what kind of things to eat, we have registered dietitians that are available to help those students. We have, again, convenient locations. We're mostly found near the residential areas. And you will see students just in their PJs grabbing their coffee before they head over to classes. We offer an allergen program that I'll talk a little bit about. One thing that my team does is special events. So we do a lot of like cultural events at the locations. One of my favorite ones being Dia de los Muertos. We'll have food. The entire menus will change. We'll have decorations, that kind of thing, performers coming up. We also have had like fun events. So we did a Harry Potter day last year where we like decked out the dining hall with all Harry Potter stuff. So really like building that sense of community at our dining halls. We're more than just a restaurant. We're part of that campus community. Um, we do cooking demonstrations. That's the photo down there. That's one of our favorite cooking demos that we do, where we teach students how to make lumpia. One of our chefs, Chef Josie, is an expert at that, and we'll get students to come up and we'll train them on how to make lumpia. So it's some really great stuff. We also have mobile ordering. So again, going with the future. So instead of waiting in lines at the dining halls, the student gets to order their food ahead of time, and then the app will tell them, "Hey, your food's ready to pick up at the dining hall. Come and grab your food." The other thing too is all of the chefs that run the restaurants are all American Chef Federation certified chefs, so that you know that your students are in good hands eating with us. Next slide, please. Talking a little bit about the health and wellness. So one thing that our dietitians do is they work really closely with that Office of Students with Disabilities that Alex was talking about. So if you're a student that has a severe allergen to one of the top 9 allergens, whether that's like milk or peanuts or nuts or fish, anything that's very, very severe, you would register with the Office of Students with Disabilities, and then you would meet with one of our executive chefs and our registered dietitians, and we would enroll you in a program that's called the Reduced Allergen Dining Program. And you'd be able to order your food by phone and to one of the dining locations, and they will prepare your food in a separate location of the restaurant that is free from the top nine allergens. All of the food supply for that area is stored separately. All of the utensils and the cutting boards, everything is separate, so that you know that you're getting a food that is safe for you to consume, that is free from those allergens that you have may have allergic reaction to. On top of that, our dietitians host nutrition workshops. They do one-on-one consultations, any dietetic accommodations they'll handle, and just a really good resource. We're really glad that we can offer that to all of our students. The other thing is we are actually the largest employer of students on campus. So if you are looking to make some extra bucks while you're here in college, we are the largest employer on campus. So we offer flexible schedules. We know that students, when you're a student here, being a student is first. So we'll never schedule people during classes or during midterms or anything like that. We offer competitive wages. We offer a free meal with every shift. And overall, it's just a really good way of making friends. So I was actually a student employee when I was a student here. And a lot of the people that I met working at those dining halls, I'm still friends with to this day, 11 years later. So a great thing that we offer. Next slide, please. I believe that is it for me. I think I'll have Alex come back up because she'll be talking about the context.
Thank you, Erin. So I know that was a lot of information, right? But we do want to show our contact page. So if you happen to think of something right after we're done with our webinar today, please reach out to us. If you have any questions about your contract, your housing package, resources, we can provide any residential life office questions or resources as well. You can email us at housingcontracts@ucsd.edu. If you have questions about dining in regards to menus, locations, hours, things like that, or if you have comments about that, you can always email dining@diningengagement@ucsd.edu. And then we also have the family housing. So if you are in need of family housing, there's a grad family housing at ucsc.edu. And I think Griselda's coming on.
Yes, and I'll ask
Questions.
Erin as well to come on back onto the camera, onto video. And I'm gonna actually encourage everyone who's still here joining us to drop some questions in the Q&A feature. We're gonna actually address some questions live now. So the first question for either Alex or Erin, I know it pertains to either dorms or housing. I'll let you guys correspond correctly, but can students or parents see dorms in person? That's the first question.
Unfortunately not. We ever since COVID, we stopped doing dorm tours. You can go through our website. So I know there was a link provided there, which is our living communities or neighborhoods. You can do virtual tours there. You can see the layouts. But unfortunately, we do not offer any tours at the moment in person.
Can you also discuss a little bit about the dorms? How far are they from central campus and kind of the standard layout that most first year students are assigned to?
Yes, so that's a good one, actually. So typically first year students we try our best to assign you in your college of registration. As you can see the map for UCSD, the communities are all over campus. So main campus is in the center, and you have all the living communities and colleges surrounding that. So we do try our best to give you an assignment based on your college of registration. The only thing is that sometimes there can be one college that admits more students than others. So we do have at times where other students are placed in other living communities. And if that's the case, we usually try to do that within a community that's the nearest to your original college of registration.
Thank you. And a follow-up to that is, are freshman dorms co-ed and are bathrooms shared across each floor?
There's that. I don't know the specifics. I know they're all difference between the living communities. We do have newer communities and older ones. Erin, do you have any more details on this one? No?
No, I could talk a little bit about my experience at Marshall. So, again, it really does depend on the housing community that you're placed in.
Right.
My freshman year, we had a hallway, and so on the left side was the men's suite, and then on the other side was the women's suite. And then within the suites are separate restrooms. So our men's suite had our restroom in the middle, and then the rooms around the restroom, and then same layout for the women. So it's like we share a hallway, but we don't share a restroom, like restrooms. Yeah.
Correct. And then
Thank you.
we do also have the difference between the rest halls and the apartments. So an apartment is going to be like an actual apartment suite, right? With the rooms and kitchen and bathrooms.
Yes, and with that in mind, still encourage everyone to please visit the Housing and Dining website and check out their virtual tours. They are amazing. They did spend a lot of time to be able to show you exactly what those dorms look like and kind of that space. So it really gives you that in-person feel. So encourage all of you to please take advantage of our information online. Another question would be, I believe this should probably be a little bit more for you, Aaron. Can students eat at any location, or does it have to pertain to their designated college?
So no, you can eat at any of the dining halls that we have around campus, and what you'll find is that for the most part, like if you're in classes, you'll be closer to a different dining hall, so you'll experience, different food. You aren't locked down. So if you're a Marshall student, you don't have to just eat at Marshall. We actually recommend that you go out and try all of the different restaurants. It's all included. Yeah.
And I can say from personal experience, I went to Ventanas and it was delicious. I was amazed with the team. It is the most amazing food I've ever had. So shout out to them. They do try to provide students with the best food out there. And Ventanas is highly rated also, so it has received some amazing awards. So I know our catering, our housing and dining is just striving for the best for all our students. Erin, can you talk a little bit about the student employment? How can students get involved and how early can they get involved with working with housing and dining?
Yeah, so students that want to work for us at Dining would first have to be accepted in the university, have to accept their letter of admission, and then we cannot schedule them or get them working until they are registered for classes. As soon as they're registered for classes, then we can employ them. For the most part, you can get in if you're really fast with the paperwork and everything and the application. We'll have freshmen start working with us that second week of classes. And we're
Perfect.
in always need of student workers. So
And it's always great to work at UC San Diego because of that flexibility. All staff members understand that your main priority is your education and secondary is work. So being able to collaborate with someone on campus to work is going to give you the most flexibility out other than working with an employer outside of school, which might be a little bit harder to kind of balance your schedule there. So thank you, Erin, for that. Um, Let me see if anybody else has dropped. Let's talk a little bit about the housing. Can students request which housing they prefer in the application? Is there kind of like a rating system, or how does that kind of apply for students when they're looking for the housing?
Yes, that's a good question. So part of the application process, the student fills out this personal information survey questionnaire where they provide preferences, right? So for example, one of the questions could be, do you sleep late? Are you an early person? Music, loud, things like that. So we can understand your personality type a little bit and we can match you with somebody that shares the same interests as you. As far as preferences, the students do have the option to select a preference. So we offer single rooms, we offer double rooms and triple rooms. I do want to say that the majority of our room types are triples. So even if the student does prefer a single, let's say, in their application, when it comes time to assignments, depending on the location that you're being assigned, if there's not enough singles, then you're probably going to get a double or triple, whatever is available at that time. And then also Not all of our singles, but majority of our singles are also reserved for OSD accommodations. So that's the other piece of it that the student can select that preference, but it's not necessarily guaranteed that they're getting that. It's just a preference.
Thank you, Alex. And I also want to emphasize to all the students that are here that the main point of contact and the main way that all our campus partners interact with you is through your student portal. So it
Mhm.
is very important that as of right now, starting through your application, that you create a habit of constantly checking your student portal, reading those emails, because once we get to the point of where if you get an admissions to UC San Diego, the student portal will be the main way that our campus partners, such as HDH, Housing and Dining, and Hospitality, will be communicating with you regarding next steps, information that is needed. So really encourage all of you to make sure that that's top of mind starting as of now into the rest of the year to ensure that you look at your student portal and you read everything thoroughly.
And that would be my one of my notes or advice for everybody to Griselda, because we send every communication via email. So we encourage you to be checking those emails regularly. We provide reminders of any upcoming deadlines, when the application is due, the housing application. It is a two-step process, so we want to make sure that you are aware of that. You do have to apply. It's a housing application. It's literally like 3, 4 questions. It's a housing application that you apply that lets us know that you do are interested in housing and living on campus. So if you don't fill that initial housing application, you miss out of the process and now you have to go through the wait list. So after the housing application, there is the contracting process where this is the process where you actually sign your contract and then you have to pay a 450 prepayment. So you just want to make sure you're checking your UCST email on a daily basis because we are sending those reminders. And we also do the extra above and beyond to send that to your personal email just in case you missed it. So we just want to make sure that you are aware of all our deadlines.
Yes, all our campus partners are amazing. But thank you very much, Alex, for emphasizing that. Student portal, very important. Emails, very important. Don't just glance at them, but please read them thoroughly. Following the dates are essential. Making sure you do it before as well is essential. You don't want to wait till the last minute to submit things and something is missing and then you miss out on that deadline. So make sure you are on top of your items and your to-dos. Um, let's talk a little bit about Aaron or Alex, if you can address, can first years or second year students bring their car when they live on campus? Kind of what items can they bring once they get admitted and they get to a campus? Typical items that you recommend students to actually come with.
Yes. So as far as a car, I would refer you to transportation services because you do have to fill out a form and sort of get some sort of permission to bring your car. Parking is very limited, so that's been a new rule over the last couple of years. As far as items to bring, your space on campus comes with your bed, your mattress, a desk, a chair, and some sort of wardrobe. So you want to bring all the extras, right? So if you are in a rest hall, you want to bring, you don't have a kitchen in a rest hall. Only apartments have a kitchen. So if you do have a kitchen, you want to bring what you need, pots, utensils, plates, things like that. If you're in a room, you want to bring your sheets, your pillows, a lamp, things like that. We do have, I don't know if we have it here, but we have a link in our website that says what to bring and it has ideas on what you can bring. We also recommend that once you are assigned, that you do communicate with your roommates because for the larger items, for example, like a microwave or something like that, a TV, you want to make sure that you're coordinating with your roommates so not there's not 3 TVs in the room, so you guys are sharing kind of those appliances. But we have that on our website with resources of what to bring and a list as well.
Yes, and that link has been dropped in the chat. So if you are
Perfect.
still here, please again click on those helpful links that our team has been dropping on the chat for you to access. Um, let's see. Erin, do you want to talk about a little bit about the dietitians and all of the requirements. How does a student, once they sign up and they get the clearance, like, are they assigned to specific location to pick up that food, or how does that kind of work out?
Yeah, so you're talking specifically about students that sign up for the reduced allergen dining program? Yeah, absolutely.
Correct.
Um, so when they sign up, they'll have a meeting with both the dietitians and then the executive chef of the restaurant that's closest to where they're living. So if they're over at Revelle College, it'd be 64 degrees. So their chef would talk to them and say, "Hey, this is our menu. That's a menu made specifically for the reduced allergen dining program, and it'll be like Monday, you have choice from here, from this item or this item or this item." And then they get to kind of call that in. I believe, and don't quote me on this, we're trying to introduce a mobile ordering app that's a little separate from the other students' mobile ordering app. But this, I'm just going to talk about what we have been doing traditionally. We'd give them the phone number to the kitchen, and so they would put in their order over the phone. And a either a chef or a senior cook, which is a level of employee that has reduced allergen dining program and actually has a certificate called AllerTrain. They're the ones that are making the food. Um, when the student comes to pick up their food, they'll let one of the managers know, "Hey, my name is so and so." And then because they're going to this location every single day, they'll start making relationships with the manager. The manager will see them coming in, come grab their food. But yeah, so they'll go grab the food, and then they have a sign-off policy. So the person that made the food that has that training would present the food to the student, and say, here's your food. This is what's in it. Um, um, I'm going to sign that I've made this with understanding that it's free from these top allergies. And then the student will also sign saying, I've received the food. And then they'll go to the register and pay for the food. That's kind of how it works. It really is kind of building relationships. So the chefs will know the students, their likes, their dislikes, and kind of go from there.
That's amazing. That's so great to know that students have that connection and that reassurance that everything is not just being handed off, but it is personally done for them and provided to them to ensure that they have all of their allergens addressed correctly. I am gonna go ahead and thank everyone. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Erin. I'm gonna do a couple of just closing slides for us. Bear with me. All right, so let's go through the application timeline. So thank you again very much. HDH would like to take a moment now to highlight a key dates in the application timeline. These deadlines are essential to keep in mind as you plan and move forward with your application. Applications for fall 2026 are now open. Remember, with one application, you can apply to any or all 9 UC campuses. The application submission period is now opened through December 1st, 2025. So this is for fall 2026 only. Application fees are $80 per campus for domestic students and $95 per campus for international students. Fee waivers are available right in the application, and if you qualify, they'll cover up to 4 campuses. We highly recommend applying to multiple campuses to maximize your chances of admission. First year students will receive decisions by March 31st, and first year students must accept their offer by May 1st. Please keep these dates in mind so you don't miss your opportunity to join our vibrant Triton community. And once again, I'm going to emphasize your student portal is very, very important to continuously check and all those emails to read thoroughly. And additionally, we would like to encourage all of you to please visit our events webpage, which you can find under the visit section on our homepage under the undergraduate admissions. There you can register for a variety of events designed to support you throughout the application process. Some events are tailored specifically for first year applicants and others are open to both groups. We are going to feature sorority and fraternity life next week. So we do encourage you to please check that events webpage and register to be able to see what sorority and fraternity life is here at UC San Diego. If you happen to miss any of our virtual events, don't worry. All recordings will be posted on our event recordings webpage located under the helpful resource tab. You'll be able to watch any of our fall 2026 webinars at your convenience. If you joined us late, you are going to be able to revisit the HDH webinar, which will be posted there in a couple of weeks. As well as for those that were not able to attend our Mastering the UC application for first year, we do encourage you to check our event recordings that is live currently for you to be able to access. And we also have a colleges webinar. Do you have questions about the colleges? What makes them different and how to rank them in the application process? The colleges webinar recording is a must for you. So please check those informative webinars. And we do ask you to connect with UC San Diego undergraduate admissions on social media. Follow us on the preferred platforms and don't forget to tag us on your posts. If you'd like to explore more helpful resources, we do encourage you to check out our YouTube page. It does feature a variety of relevant videos that you can review at your own convenience. For any inquiries about campus tours, events, undergraduate admissions, or the application process, we encourage you to contact the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. For anything housing and dining related, we do encourage you to please contact the housing and dining team directly. The best way to visit and contact our office, our undergraduate admissions, is by checking our website and selecting the Contact Us tab under our main menu. And that is a wrap for us today. Thank you very much, Housing and Dining, for your information. For Aaron and Alex, you guys always do an amazing presentations for us. And students, thank you for staying on until the end with us. We wish you all the very best during your application, and we hope to see you all to fall 2026. Take care, guys.